Hey, this is SJ Doxing Life coming back at you with another video topic. A video, kind of a rant. It's kind of a rant. Um, um, Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Um, I am just really frustrated with all I'm very vocal on here about all the bashing, the black male and black female bashing on here. I'm just tired of it. I'm sick of it. Road Runner 89 has a petition going out. I just signed it. Trying to which YouTube, they ain't gonna do nothing. Trying to get rid of black women bashing here on YouTube. So I'm gonna try to find the link. I can't. When he put the link back up, I'm gonna try to find. I couldn't find the link on his channel, but when I find the link, I will put that link in the description box. I went over there and signed it to put it in to, because I really do believe that it has a lot to do with the abuse of black women being abused, the black femicide rate. It's beginning to become an emergency in our community. Society as a whole does not care about black women or black men. But I don't know, it just seems like it just seems like when something happens to a black man, well, particularly by the hands of the police, this Tyre Nichols situation, was all black men and one white man. And, everybody went up to bat for that and stuff like that. So I just want that same energy to be directed when something bad happens to a black woman, like what happened with Sandra Bland and other black women. I just want that same energy. Why don't people never march for black women? And it's just really, really frustrating to me. It's really disheartening to me. And I'm just getting tired of all the bashing with black women, black men and black women bashing each other. But the black men that are bashing black women is contributing to the black femicide rate. It's contributing to black women being abused and murdered. If you didn't get the chance to check out my video I did last night on the black woman in Florida, I think it was St. Petersburg, Florida. The baby, the father killed the mother, stabbed the mother multiple times, and he threw the baby in the river, in a crocodile or alligator got a hold of it. They found the baby in the alligator's mouth. So it's just, and it's cases like this all over the place. It's cases where black women and now black children are being murdered. And it's not the black women bashing the black. The difference is the black women bashing the black men. Black women are not going around murdering black men at alarming rates because of that. But black women are being murdered at alarming rates because of all this black female bashing on social media. And then when the other races hurt black and kill black women, they're listening to this crap. They're listening to this crap. If they're already racist, they're listening to this crap on social media about black women, all this propaganda. And it affects black women. If you don't think it affects black women, you're living under a rock. It affects black women in all aspects of life. It affects black women in the workplace. It affects black women. It affects black women on all levels. If you don't think it affects black women, you are living under a rock. You are in denial and you don't care. And so I'm just really frustrated. The same energy when something terrible happens to a black woman, or a black woman comes up missing, that we're not getting the same, you know. I was looking at 2020 I wasn't looking at 2020, but something came up on the TV about 2020, and they're doing a documentary about this white woman. I said, see, they do documentaries on white women. When white women, something happens to white women, they come up missing. I said, see, they do whole documentaries on them. I said, I have never, ever, ever in my whole entire life have ever seen them do a documentary on 2020 national news outlet do a documentary on something terrible happening to a black woman, or a black woman coming up missing, a situation like that. And actually a journalist actually came out and admitted that society as a whole do not care. They don't put a lot of energy into those stories because society does not care. There was journalists that actually admitted that society does not care. And then people wonder why we say Black Lives Matter. It's because we're living in a world that values one race of people's life over another. They place more value in one race of people's life than they do another race of people. And all people, they should be have that same energy, just like the same energy you would have for a white woman. That same energy is supposed to be directed towards a black or a Hispanic woman or a Asian woman, we shouldn't be putting all the emphasis on one race. But people don't have an understanding as to why we're saying Black Lives Matter, because this is the world we live in. But then they ignore that. They ignore that all these black women and children are coming up missing, and that it's never talked about in the media. And it's never covered in the media. See, they ignore that. But then they want to holler, all lives matter. Well, society tells us that all lives don't matter. Society is constantly telling us that all lives don't matter when they don't cover black women. Now, this story out of Florida got some press, but I don't know if I'm not sure if it made nationwide news. But the local news did an excellent job of covering it. I'm not sure if it made nationwide news, because I don't always watch nationwide news, but I know there's over 65,000 black women and children missing. No documentaries is being done about it, or nothing. And I'm talking about national news outlets. The national news outlets are not talking about these things. Dateline, 2020, the national news outlets are not discussing these things. So it makes it, black women and children are more of a target for human trafficking. It makes black women and children more of a target for human trafficking because these people already know that they're not going to look for a black woman. Okay, they're not going to take as much interest in finding a black woman, and 9 times out of 10 is not going to make the national news, where they're going to put up a more stink about a white woman coming up missing. And these people know, these traffickers, they know that. And that's what makes black women and children more vulnerable to human trafficking. It makes them more susceptible to it, because they know the black women and children won't be looked for. 9 times out of 10, it won't hit nationwide news. And so, I'm just really frustrated so I'm really glad, I'm happy about this petition, even though YouTube ain't gonna pay that no attention. All YouTube really cares about is profits. They only care about certain groups. If you're coming on here bashing certain groups, white people run Google. So if you're coming on here bashing white people, they're going to try to shut you down. Okay? If you're coming around on here bashing Jews, they're going to shut you down. If you come on here bashing gays, the LGBT community, they're going to come on here and shut you down. So we got certain groups that you cannot come on here and trash talk because they will shut you down. But they don't have a problem with black people coming on here bashing black men, consistently bashing black women, and black women bashing black men. Black people bashing each other. They don't have a problem with it. They don't have an issue with it. And so they're not going to shut nobody down. They're not going to shut nobody down for bashing. Tommy Sotomayor got shut down, but that's because he kept getting tagged. He kept, but look how long it took them, though. I mean, they shut his channel down, but then he kept coming up with other channels, and that's because people collectively kept tagging him. See, people collectively kept tagging him, and I guess if a person gets tagged so much, then if they have to after so many times, then he finally got shut down on here for good. You know, that he can't create other accounts and come on here anymore in that type of situation. Because it's IP, they go by your IP address, even if you try to create another account. You know, if they got that IP address down pat, you ain't gonna be able to do it. So it just took years, but this took years. This took years for them to really shut him down for good. But he ain't the only one. He ain't the only one. There's so many other black men on here that are consistently bashing black women, consistently bad-mouthing black women, and stuff like that. And there are black women that are doing it to black men, but it's more detrimental when black men are doing it to black women. It's more detrimental because it's causing the black femicide rates to increase. See, black men some of these black guys are coming on here spewing hatred. O'Shea Duke does videos about black women, and then when you go in his comic section, these black men are spewing hatred towards black women. There are black men out here that have so much hatred towards black women. They have so much hatred towards black women in their heart that they want bad, terrible, horrible things to happen to black women. So that this is who YouTube needs to focus more on shutting those people down, you know. And he's getting these comments on it. He doesn't monitor those. O'Shea Jackson doesn't care because he's making money on here. He doesn't do a disclaimer saying you can't make threatening remarks. I don't want any remarks in my comment section about harming black women or doing terrible things to black women. See, he doesn't do that. He doesn't care because he's making money, because he's bashing black women, and he doesn't care what the black men in his comment section is saying. See, because he's making money. As long as he's making money, these people do not care. Individual black women that here, and this video was not originally about, I guess this has been on my heart. I was really originally going to talk about good black men and good black women. I'm going to have to make that another video. But yeah, what was I saying? O'Shea Duke doesn't care. As long as he's making money. And in the individual black women on here, in the mommy sector, one by the name of My Jazzy Life, she gets consistently bashed on here to the point to where people are doxing her. She gets doxed. Strong Mommy Chrissy gets it too, but not she's pulled back a lot of her content. But I really I'm not happy about how they have been doxing My Jazzy Life. They've called Child Protective Services on her. I think one time they called the police on her. Just making threatening her, bashing her, terribly bashing her. It goes beyond just having an opinion. It's just downright bashing. People creating channels off of bashing this one black woman, and YouTube does not shut them down. And they're saying horrible and terrible things about her. And they feel justified because they feel like, they've have an opinion about certain things that she's done in certain videos, or she's shown in certain videos regarding her children. So they feel justified in creating a whole channel and coming on here bashing and, making accusations towards her boyfriend regarding the children. Doxing, in the past, have put her address out, which puts her and her children in danger. So that is problematic. And that is an individual black woman, but it happens to other individual black women here on YouTube. And all this stuff needs to stop. It just needs to stop. All this hatred, these threats, violence, advocating violence towards black women, all this needs to stop. All of it needs to stop. And so I'm just so glad that Roadrunner 89 is coming on, and he's advocating for protection of black women, because somebody need to do it, because black men ain't doing it. I don't see no black men coming on YouTube advocating for the protection of black women. Not even Umar Johnson. Not even Umar Johnson. I love Umar Johnson, and a lot of things. I agree with most of the things that he says, but even he doesn't go up to bat and really puts a huge emphasis on the protection of black women. He does not. He does not. No black men on here really goes out of their way to advocate for the safety and protection of black women and children. Let me know in the comment section if you know of some, because I haven't seen any. I'm talking about that really goes out of their way to advocate for the safety and protection of black women. Content creators on it, black male content creators. Now, here's some positive black male content creators, but do they go out of their way to advocate for the protection and safety of black women and children? Do they go out of their way like Roadrunner 89 is doing? It took a white man to put up that petition. A white man to put up that petition. I ain't never seen no brothers put up no petition to stop abusive speech towards black women. I ain't seen it. But they say, a lot of black men are saying, well, I love black women. Okay, action speaks louder than words. Love is an action word. Action speaks louder than words. If you love us, then you need to act like it. Because keep hollering that you love us is not enough. You guys need to get up to bat and you know, get up there and start advocating and start holding other black men accountable for abusing black women, killing black children. You guys need to start holding these guys to the fire on that. You guys need to start standing up and advocating for black women more. If you love us, then show it, prove it. It shouldn't take a white man to have to put up a petition. A black man should have done that a long time ago. But I say that you're part of the problem. If you're not going to be part of the solution, you're part of the problem. If you're not going to be part of the solution, you're going to be part of the problem. So you can say you love us all day long, but unless you guys are willing to take action and take some steps to actually protect black women and children and start going up to bat for us more, then it's going to fall upon deaf ears at the end of the day. It's just, you know, talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. Everybody know talk is cheap. Talk is cheap. You just, at the end of the day, it's just, you're just talking. Talk is cheap. You got to be willing to put some action behind your words. And there's too many black men that are passive. They're passive and they keep letting these things go on. And they're not putting their foot down. They're not trying to advocate for the protection of black women. They're not trying to put their foot down about bashing black women constantly. No, black women should not be bashing black men either. But two wrongs don't make a right. And somebody came in my comment section and said, well, we're just standing up for the black men that's bashing us. I get that. And I get that. Because at the end of the day, yes, we do have to defend ourselves. But two wrongs don't make a right. At the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right. In what world does two wrongs make a right? It's not right for black women to bash black men either. Because there is a war. If you didn't see my TikTok, I put on the young black lady. If you didn't see that TikTok that I put on here when she was talking about them bringing back Jim Crow laws in Mississippi and lynching laws and was it Alabama? If you didn't see that TikTok, I'm gonna try to find a link to it and put it in my description box. If you didn't see that TikTok, they're waging a war against us. Black people better wake up. You think I sound redundant? Oh well. Black people need to wake up. Stop hating on each other. Because there's a war being waged against us. They're banning our books. A brother was on TikTok the other day, said that he wrote a book and they banned his book and it's interfering with his book sales. It's called being a good black friend, a white friend or something like that. Yes. He said they banned my book and it's interfering with my sales and stuff, messing with my livelihood. That's what they're doing here in the United States. They're banning our books talking about anything regarding educating people about our race and our history. They're banning our books. What is this, Russia? Is this Russia? They're going backwards. They're trying to turn back the clock on us. Wake up, black people. They're trying to turn back the clock. Stop this back and forth gender war stuff. Stop it. We need to band together. The war is going to be waged against us, and it's going to be done systematically first. And the other ways are going to follow. And if a certain person gets back in office, Donald Trump, which I hope he doesn't, it's going to be a rough 4 years for black people. Because you know how his supporters are. They're not nice people. A good portion of his supporters are not nice people. You know how they are. You know how it was the last time when he was in office. And how he used certain cold words to put a battery in these people's back. To be hatred, to display hatred towards black people. He used certain cold words to incite that insurrection that happened. He talks in code, but the people get it because they are just like him. So if he gets back in there, guys, it's gonna be a rough time for black people. We're gonna need to draw closer to Jesus, draw closer to God, and we're going to need to stick together and unify as a people. We got to do it because war is going to be waged against us. Okay? It's about to get real out here. They say we in our last days, but before Jesus return, Satan really going to be turning up that heat, and he going to be turning it up on high. And war is being waged on our people. And that's why I'm adamant on coming on here talking about this stuff. If I sound redundant, oh well. That's why I'm so adamant on talking about this stuff. About you black people need to get it together. We need to get it together. So when I find that TikTok, I'm going to put it, the sister is speaking some true words in that video. Wake up. Black people, wake up. Because a lot of us are walking around sleepwalking. Well, I'm not. I'm woke. A lot of our people walking around sleepwalking. And they need to wake up. And they're in denial. And Satan you letting Satan use you against your own people. You're letting him use you against your own people. And that is not good. See? So it don't make no sense to let Satan use you, because if you let Satan use you, you're gonna be doing his dirty work, and then he's gonna destroy you. Satan ain't got no love for nobody. He has no respect of persons. He ain't got no love for nobody, so he gonna use you to do his dirty work, and then he's gonna destroy you. So what sense does it make to be on his side? What sense does it make to be on his side of the fence? It don't make no sense. It's like that entertainer, what's his name, that rapper, sold his soul out to Satan. Pretty much. And now you don't even hardly hear of him. He ain't even relevant no more. He sold his soul out to Satan for fame and riches. Now you don't even hear about him no more. And now the industry has pretty much, disregarded it. The entertainment industry. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. That young black male rapper. When I seen him doing all this demonic stuff, I see he playing a dangerous game. See, Satan will use you. He'll use you all up, and then he'll destroy you in the end. So it doesn't benefit anybody to worship him. Because when you do that, he's gonna have you do his dirty work, and then he's gonna destroy you in the end. Don't make no sense. Make it make sense. So marinate on what I said, meditate on what I said, and hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are. Sisters, I really want to hear about what you feel about. Do you feel all the social media bashing of black women? It really has went to an all new level. It's went to an all new level because there's a lot of black men that harbor a lot of hatred for black women. Let me know if you think that that's contributing to the black femicide rate, and how do you feel about black men going up to bat for us more, and calling for the protection of black women and children more. So let me know, sisters, what your thoughts are in the comment section. And go ahead and hit that subscribe, like, and share. Until the next video, be blessed.